Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. It is a beautiful day today, but a little chilly. When we woke up this morning, it was 34 degrees, and now it's risen to a balmy 38 degrees. That sure beats the last 4 days. It's been rainy and cloudy and windy and kind of bleh. So we've adjusted what we've been working on. It's been poop cleaning week. Hillary and I shoveled out the layer house here, the winter house. That's good work to do in cool, rainy weather. And I cleaned out the cattle's winter pen here. Yep, looks nice. I cleaned out the hay feeding side too, this floor right here. When you feed hay for quite a while, all the fine stuff drops down and kind of accumulates. I like to get it looking back like new before a new hay feeding season starts for the winter. Yep, all that. And I've been doing research and ordering parts for a new central heating system for our house. Right now we just heat with the wood stove, but we would like to be able to have a backup in case we don't feel like feeding the wood stove all winter. It takes a lot of our time. These are all preparations to get ready for the soon coming winter. But I hope fall lingers for quite a while more. The leaves are beautiful this year. The next project to get ready for winter is to finish fixing the winter pasture fence, which we've already done some work on. Oh man, they can see me. They're sure to be yelling. I've begun to think that Patty just yells because she can yell. They have fine grass where they are, and then she gets all the rest of them going. Here's what Hillary and I have done so far on the fence. We pretty much finished this side. We ran new T-post fence, 3-wire. It goes on the outside of the curtain drain here, which catches roof water, and the ground I left a little bit higher on this side so anything coming down the slope gets caught and percolates. The cattle can't get into this curtain drain because the fence is on this side of it, so it should stay clean. Then of course the fence dives in to the door in the barn where they go inside, comes back out here, goes on this side of the curtain drain, and then goes back to the old barn. And I just wanted to show you this. Can you see that manure pile steaming? This is manure that I loaded out from the chicken house in the cattle barn. It's cooking. I like to see that. Coming up here to the old pole barn, we have a similar situation. The curtain drain runs right through here, so we want to build a fence to keep the cattle from mucking it up. And then for all this woven wire fence that runs through here, we've got to do some repair work and install standoffs and electric fence on it to keep the cattle from beating on it. Can you see this? This right here. This is what they do if you install woven wire and you don't keep them away from it. They work at it and open up gaps and stretch the wires. To retighten this fence, I'm going to use gripples. The cows like that. Maybe. I'm going to have to take a cross piece off here to make room to pull on it. Twist these guys off. In case you've never seen these guys before, gripples, what they are is basically there's a one-way jaw in each side of this, so you can pull wire through one way and it won't pull back the other way. They're kind of expensive, but they make retensioning woven wire fence easier. So what I've done here is made a splice with some more of the same gauge wire as this. One gripple on each side, because there's not enough wire if you just cut it and try and retension it to fit the tool in. And this is a gripple torque tool. And it retensions the wire. This is kind of like torque wrench. It's got torque setting. I got turned all the way up because this is heavy gauge wire. and it'll stop automatically when it reaches that torque. That is plenty tight. Woven wire fence can be a pain to work with. Depending on the type of woven wire fence you have, these cross pieces come out differently. These ones just twist into separate pieces like this. Then I take a pair of pliers and get it on the end of the wire and just crank it a little bit, and that loosens it up to pull it off. Alrighty, here comes wire number 2. This is a thicker top wire, but the gripple just fits. You got to leave enough space between these guys so you can tension up the fence after you get them installed. I've got this most of the way, but I got to disconnect these 2 posts I put in and take this post off that the bulls broke last winter when they were horse playing. Can bulls horse play? I don't know. They're bulls, not horses. These fencing pliers, see, they have a groove at the top so you can grab a staple and yank it out. Like that. Now these posts got to come loose so that the fence finds it's straight. Finds it straight? Yeah, that's it. If I could go back and do it again, I wouldn't have put fabric fence in here. I would have put T-posts and just real hot wires. These wires run about 10,000 volts in the winter when we have all the other fences turned off. Hot fences are cheap and easy. T-posts bend and not break. They last longer than wood posts. That's what I've found anyway. It's a good thing I didn't tighten up these gripples too much, because if we go down to the end of the line here, I've got broken strands that I kind of cobbled to repair that are going to need gripples too. Here are my 3 wires that are broken. This is a temporary I put on. And these are at the end termination, so they wrap around and are stapled on the post. So I'll take the old ones off. These are driven in deep. That's what the point on this tool is for. And once you get it out a little ways, you can yank the rest of the way. Maybe. There. Might as well start from the bottom. Here's my new chunk of wire, my gripple. Pull that back so we can tension it up quite a bit. And then we do a wrap on this, which they make a special tool for that I don't have. I just use my fingers. Put some tension on it. There we go. And put some staples back in on the post. These can go tight on the line posts, they go loose so the fence can slide along. These ones can be terminated. I don't expect to be tensioning the fence here later on. And there's the post where I fixed the 3 broken strands, and now I can tighten these up a little bit, especially where the strands were broken. Geez, they don't need that much. Now to button this up, I want to leave enough wire on here to be able to grab it with the tool in case you need to tension them again. These posts are too short. They're only in the ground that much. So I'll replace them. This post is a foot longer, so I can drive it further into the ground. Need to get an insulator up here. Yep. Next comes these guys. These are pigtail standoff insulators made by Premier One, and they're tough. This is a 1/4 inch steel, and it's got a nice thick paint on it, and then real thick plastic around here for the pigtail. We used to use the plastic standoff insulators. You know, you buy them in a bag of 25 at Tractor Supply or someplace like that. They don't last. They're really weak. They break, and they can't take any load on them at all. So I'm using these. Here's the plastic nail-on ones against the barn door. They make a couple different kinds, but you can see, especially once you put tension on the wire, not very strong. One at 3'6" and one at 2 feet. Offset insulators, these are called. They make them in nail-in and screw-in. I opted for the screw-in ones. I guess the offset makes them easy to screw in. Now this gets a long staple. Unfortunately, I forgot to buy some, so I'm going to have to put them in later. Maybe 2 is a little overkill, but I really don't want them rubbing against this fence. They stand off 9 inches, I think, from here to here. And my posts are at 12-foot centers, so I'm going to go every other post for 24 foot between these. For the ends, since the pigtails can't terminate a wire, I'm going to use good old-fashioned ceramic insulators with a wood screw on the end of them. They'll hold the fence a little bit off of the woven wire, enough, I think, I hope. Same deal at the outside corner here. I got all the standoffs and the corners in, so it's ready to string wire. I'll get Hillary to help me do that in the morning. But there's one other thing I want to get done today. Hey guys. Yeah, you've been yelling at me all day. Hey Dolly. You guys seem to want something. Well, come on, follow me. Come on, cows. Turn the corner. Patty, I think you've been getting enough to eat. Look at how round you are. Let's go, we're going down here. Come on, cows. Let's go, guys. Look at those beautiful trees. Come on, cows. We're going out onto this field. I don't know if you can see it, but the two bulls are still up in the field they were in, standing there looking at us together. Hey, buddy. The grass is really slowing down. This is the tallest field. It's, I don't know, foot at the most, 5 acres. I'll leave them on here for 5 days, a week, start moving them around faster. It's a combination of cold days. It's only been in the 40s, not a lot of rain. Even over the last 4 days, maybe we got an inch total. And it's just getting to be that time when the grass is slowing down, and we'll see how long we can last before we have to start bringing them in and feeding them hay. This is the next field up. I got quite a bit stashed away in here too. I'm going up to see if I can convince these two square gears to join the herd. Hi, Titus. Hi, Orden. You want me to lead you up? I don't know if you'll let me, but I'll give it a try. Come on, bulls. Come on, bulls. They ain't having anything of it. Titus definitely won the bull contest this year. He's the dominant bull. But him and Orden are still buddies. Orden moped for a few days. Most of the time, both of them are with the herd. You guys get along fine, don't you, Orden? Yeah. Hey, Titus. They're not going to follow me. They'll figure it out. When the cows go back up to the grove, bulls will go with them, and then they'll all go out as a group, I'm sure. Another beautiful morning. What kind of trees do fingers grow on? Palm trees. That was bad. Bad, 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 bad. First thing this morning, I have to pack for market. Market is tomorrow. This time of year we have loads and loads of ground beef. Probably 400 or 500 pounds in the freezers. Not only this one. We've gotten all of our beef back for the year. The last 3 came back last week. So now we're down to selling down freezer stock. Boston roasts. Chuck roasts. These sell well this time of year. Ribeyes always sell well. Here's a whole case of them. And T-bones, they sell well. I've got lots and lots of these right now. Cut 1.5 inches thick. And nice meaty short ribs. This stuff sells really well in the winter. Roast, short ribs, ground beef always sells, ribeyes always sell, T-bones always sell. But this business really picks up once it gets cold. And look at this. This is a whole Dexter tenderloin. Filet mignons. We're saving this for ourselves. Porterhouse. I continue to thank ourselves for the grazing technique that we're using now because we're getting back really marbled stuff. Even out of the heifers that we sent. The farmer's market is 50 out of 52 weeks of the year. I'm outside down at the pavilion where I've shot videos before until the weekend before Christmas or the weekend before that. I can't remember. 2 weeks off. Then Hillary goes back at it in the winter market, which is inside. As for chicken, this is all there is. We have some, but not a lot. Whole chickens, livers and hearts, backs for making stock, and chicken necks for stock or for dogs. It'll probably be gone by mid-November. And eggs, well, eggs are pitiful this time of year. The hens are slowing way down because of day length. It's just natural. They'll pick back up around the first of the year. Morning, Hill.
Morning, Pete. It's a nice day to finish the fence.
I'm kind of tired. I'm going to need a lot of help.
Well, I'm here to help.
Let's get it done. First we'll put in the end that goes against the old barn here. And I got a 4-foot piece of pressure treated. Drill some holes. Screw it in place. Through the drilled holes with wire, an egg or bullet insulator. And this will be a 2-wire fence, 18 and 36 inches. Whoops.
Oh no.
Help. The strung wire gives us a straight line to drive posts on. It should be getting lighter.
Doesn't feel like that.
No.
I know it is.
All right. You always got to remember these corner insulators because the wire goes through them. And I wired up some tensioners in the middle of the run here. Little bend on the end to hold it in. A few wraps around. And now we can go down to the other end. Go ahead, Hal. Nice thing about pigtails is you can put the wire on without running it through the middle. And then down to the yelling Patty end. She's got tons to eat, she still yells. That's why Patty has to eat so much, because that takes a lot of energy. All the fences run. We have a circuit coming around, round, all the way around here into the gate that they come in and out of when they enter for the winter. I just have to tension this last run that we put in. And with that, we're pretty much all set for when the cattle come in. I guess if you had to theme this summer, it would be mainly working in the winter pasture. We've done so much in there with the drainage and the fencing and the grading, and we're real close to the end. It reminds me of something that a second-year college professor told me when I was in architecture school. It was a big challenge, right, doing the winter pasture. I'd never done excavating work or anything before. Well, I was goofing off one day in drawing class. He was my drawing professor, and I goofed off a lot. And he said, "You'll never make it through the second year. You're going to fail out. You can't concentrate." And in fact, the first day of the first year, when we all showed up in my architecture class, they said half of you are going to be gone by the end of the first year. There was 140 students coming in. There were 70 left at the end of the first year. They were right. They did not treat us with kid gloves. They were very hard on us in a lot of ways that I don't think you could ever get away with in this day and age. But I made it through 5 years of architecture school, and I graduated near the top of my class. As I think back on my life, the things that I take the most pride in are the challenges where people said, "You can't do that." Conventional wisdom said, "You can't do that." I've done quite a few of those. And it was achieving long-term goals, like working your way up through the working force to an ownership level at an architectural firm, or starting a farm, a livestock farm on 45 acres where conventional wisdom says you can't do that and provide a living for your family. We did that. And then after we had done that, I started the YouTube channel and say, "Hey, this is how we did it. Maybe you can do it this way too." And now, as you know, I've been looking for the next challenge. Well, I think I have it figured out. The next challenge is actually a whole bunch of discrete, I call them projects, things I haven't done before that are challenging, that aren't normally done. For instance, the international truck. I've never restored a truck before, and that engine is obsolete. There's barely any parts available for it, so conventional wisdom is put in something common and use that. I like taking the hard way because there's more of a sense of accomplishment when you reach the goal, and you always need a goal to reach for, I think. If life is a steady state, it's not very interesting. You want to always be reaching for the next thing. So, going forward, I think that what I'm going to be showing quite a bit of are these projects or goals or new tasks where, you know, I take something that's discrete. Discrete as in you can wrap your arms around it and do it. The truck, the winter pasture, excavation, learning new things, doing some building, working on some new kinds of mechanics. I don't know. I don't know exactly where it's going to leave me, but I hope you come along for the ride. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great Sunday, and I'll see you next time.